Hello everybody, so I'm going to be performing 2 poems for you today, and I really hope you enjoy them. They're very close to my heart. And the first one has a really nice backstory to it. I used to live in Dubai for a while, and the Emirates Festival emailed me and asked me to write a poem about peace. And of course I was extremely honored, and I sat down all night writing the poem, and I emailed it them. And a week later, I received an email that said, "This is not the image or idea of peace that we would like to represent in our festival." Of course, I felt very upset to be rejected, and I wanted to send a very angry email back, but I didn't. But it all doesn't matter, because 3 years later, I'm here presenting it to all of you lovely people, so thank you for the opportunity. This is the peace of a burning flame. I find peace in the edges of broken mirrors, and I find a piece of me in every endless winter. I am odd, for I find satisfaction in pain. I find a fraction of love in never-ending rain. Don't look at me like that. I'm not abnormal, I swear. I'm just through with searching for something that isn't there. I find peace in books, not the authors who wrote them, and I find peace in words, not the people who spoke them. You go. Keep on trying to find a place to call home, but my home is in the music I write and save on my phone. My peace is in the poetry that I write down, the demons in my head that make my mother frown. Peace for me has a different meaning than what you all know. It's not in a family, not in a job, maybe in love. Peace for me is all about traveling around, driving through every alley of unnamed town, writing my name in gasoline just to burn it down, and kissing a smile on every sorrowful frown. I find parts of my soul in the last sips of tea. When the swallowed sun disappears into the sea, to me, it's all a piece of poetry written down by us, but we cannot see. But finally, I have found my peace, and my peace lies within my darkest fears. Thank you. My second poem has a very dear place in my heart, and because it has all my emotions, all my thoughts, all my decisions jotted down into one poem. And this is a trip into my mind, so I hope you enjoy. This is Midnight Thoughts. What happens when you can't find happiness anymore in the things that used to make you smile? You might lose faith, or you might lose hope. It's the same thing anyway. Hope is faith, and faith is hope. Blind hope with no proof, but you still choose to believe. Happiness? What is happiness? Is it a dream or a form of self-reality? It's not the righteousness of your heart, it's the strength of your doubt. It's all a game of survival, and the winner is the one whose breath counts are more than the others. Death? Let us all die, but do you really think that this will help you learn how to fly while you're buried 6 feet underground? There is no peace. We're all bound to this nightmare of winning a game that cannot be won. Not if you're mortal. Mortals don't win this game. It's just temporary joy with fake fame, and every single church and mosque is there to blame, gaining people's trust using God's name. Have you no shame? And then you disappear. With no worries and no fears of being forgotten, you start talking to yourself, but you don't hear. You accuse me of insanity, but maybe I was delusional for believing this humanity, reality, different forms of spiritual anatomy, the spirit and its core, and the emptiness sucking everything inside a black hole. I am a body with no soul, roaming the streets hot as black as coal, a motionless puppet with a useless role. Goals? I killed myself and hanged my body on the wall. Is that considered an achievement, or are we only allowed to walk on the pavement that is set to us by the brutes and the people who only worry about financial loot, and insect in the face of a boot? Any tree will fall if it has a rotten root. Your life doesn't come with a catalog, but that doesn't mean you're free, does it? Rules, laws, a hive with no queen bee accepted? How drained can you be to accept such a twisted fantasy of narrow-minded bygones? Bygones won't be bygones. You can't carry on. Too attached to a forgotten dream to move on. I'm too broken to be fixed. Fell down too hard to be picked, long gone to be missed but my emotions are all mixed between getting revenge on anyone who has ever crossed me and between sinking so deep into the sea, and I'll keep sinking until the sun rays can't reach me anymore, but it still did, just like before, a silhouette of horror and gore, hands breaking in through every window and through every door, and just as I think they're done tearing me apart, they come back for more. My flesh is consumed and my blood is drained. I have nothing left to give, and my love can no longer be sustained. Thank you.